brain's fat cause the weed's like crack cocaine. But the risk that you take is just getting baked, you're surely gonna see the next day. They say we fund Al-Qaeda, sounds like the government's jealous. Let's get the enemy stone, bring a ninjas home to hell with Christian zealots. Cause all we need is some weed and a laid back beat, black lights, if you stereotype. Couple beanbag chairs and a lack of airs, a marathon of Price is Right. With the 411 for realsies, I freeze my Reese's Pieces. It's like every time I pack the pipe, my appetite suddenly increases. You know what a crack of being green leaves my crack to be. My dick lights gasoline, just past the trees while I live that crack a dream. But I might have to cease my deeds, I might have to take control. Cause I ain't down with a little MC growing up in the cloud of my secondhand smoke. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. We're smoking that danger, girl. We're smoking that Gen 13. Bombs call you the man, and you the can't stand a bag filled with stems and seeds. Yo, I can't stand no ecstasy. Cocaine made a mess of me. Beer and booze and the things that I used to do to mess with you until abusing weed. Some kids like to get fucked up, acting black by rolling blunts. I got a one-hitter called Margot Kidder, and I only need to hit the shit once. Cause I ain't meaning nickels and dimes. Fat comic be tickled inside. Say no to cutting up lines, that's 1.21 gigawatt jive. And I ain't no Nancy Reagan, just saying kinda take it slow. Say yeah to the jazz cigarettes, say no to the thrills of pills and blow. Teen is about getting beat down, and your 20s about smoking them pounds. Stick around for the sticky amounts, like a big till you're stuck to the couch. I'm the sativa cyborg, I smell that shit like a wine cork. I hope they never legalize in high times, what I've been to fight for. I used to smoke with kids and shows, but it stopped cause they all had colds. But I got emergency and I'm back oldies, and my trees full of all get stoned. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Weed is by my side.
Hey everybody, I am here. My name is Orphan, and I love your beautiful slate faces. We're gonna play some Outer Worlds. We're gonna play some Manyverse stuff. We're also gonna play Smoke the Weed. We're going for the high score. Your boy is tired.
Student shot 2 students and then shot himself in Nashville High School. Just saw a fucking thing about it. It's fucking insane, dude. The world's alright though, right?
The world's a cesspool, and we keep putting cesspool people in charge.
I love how all these people are like, yeah, he's gonna get rid of the fucking income tax thing. And it's like, you realize that that's only gonna that's only going to help rich people, right?
Yep.
That's not gonna assist you, the average homeowner, or the average working person. As a matter of fact, what it's going to do is it's going to make life even more difficult for you. We've already we withdrew from the World Health Organization. He signed that.
Jesus Christ.
We withdrew from the Paris Climate Treaty. We withdrew from what's it called? He shut down the CBP app. So thousands upon thousands of people who had appointments to try to, emigrate here legally. He shut it down. He shut down the only way for people to emigrate here legally.
So 1984 was not supposed to be an instructional document, people, and neither was Nazi Germany. This whole our country first, yes, okay, let's put the needs of our country first, but also remember that this country was founded by, built by, expanded by, and got to where it is today by the blood, sweat, and tears of immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
Every single person in this country can trace their roots back to somebody who immigrated here. In fact, we could do it really, really quickly with Trump's kids because their mother immigrated here within the last 30 years. You're literally have a problem with immigration. Your wife is an immigrant. Your vice president's wife is an immigrant. Your BFF Elon is a fucking immigrant. Oh, but it's only the immigrants that you care about. It's only immigrants that you want here, right? This isn't the melting pot of the world. The plaque on Ellis Island and under the Statue of Liberty doesn't say bring us your poor, your hungry, your huddled masses, and your sick. It says bring us the people that we like. Bring us a list of people that we can pick and choose from to find the ones that we like the best. Right? That's what the plaque says at Ellis Island and under the Statue of Liberty. I'm a little hazy on that since they taught it to me my whole fucking life.
Okay, let me see.
Wow, apparently Nigel Roeder was appointed as England's first state jester since the 17th century, but the title was contested by the National Guild of Jesters.
Wait, say again? Nigel Roeder was appointed as England's first state jester since the 17th century, but the title was contested by the National Guild of Jesters.
See, these are the kinds of problems that our country should have. Not the kind of problems where.
Hold on now. Let's think about this. This is the problem our country has. We have a jester running the country who claims to be the big boy jester. He's the big daddy jester
the best
of
jester,
all the jesters, right?
My gesturing skills are tremendous, and nobody gestures better than me.
Yeah. Because I mean, everything he says.
These
is
tiny
like a joke,
hands,
right?
it's an illusion because my gesturing skills are so tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
Well, according to something Tay was reading yesterday, apparently we are now all legally female under the eyes of the federal government.
Yes, because it's from conception. Brim was saying that this morning. It's from conception. Well, we're all female until your fucking genes change in the birthing process.
So if we're going by conception, which is stupid, nothing is conception. Like, conception is not when life starts. If a heartbeat indicates life, why do we pull the plug on fully grown humans who have brain dead states? Their hearts are still beating. That's different. No, it's not. You're not pro-life. You're pro-birth. Because every single one of these mothers who you force to carry a child to term, you don't care what happens after the child's born. You're not there helping that mother. You want to cut social programs. You're not adopting kids that didn't want to be had in the first place. You're going, oh, this 12-year-old girl was raped? That's part of God's plan. And that child she's carrying, that's a human life.
Yeah.
And you can't do anything about that. No, I can.
God
I can absolutely.
designated her as that was like she was supposed to be raped. So I mean, you know.
Yeah, well, if my daughter's supposed to be raped, then my daughter's rapist is supposed to have his dick removed violently by my own hands and then force-fed to him. And then, after I shove his hands and feet into wood chippers to leave him completely destroyed, I will leave him bleeding and bloody at a fucking police station to say, or no, I'll take him to the church because it's part of God's plan. Here's a member of your flock. He was part of God's plan. He took advantage of my daughter, and then I took advantage of his existence.
Hell yeah.
I ain't gay, but watch me turn you into my girlfriend if I catch you putting hands on my daughter.
I ain't gay, but watch me do it. I will fucking turn you into my girlfriend, bitch. Perfect. Wait. Alright. Actually we can pick up where we left off. But first, cannabis. Oh, a good old rip from the Bongarooski. Let's use the Living Life on the Hedge, or Life on the Hedge lighter. Like, when can I go a day without seeing that a student, a child in this country, in this world, thought that something had to be solved by blowing somebody away with a gun or blowing themselves away with a gun? Like, it's really fucking heartbreaking, man. Really heartbreaking. Fucking God. Ugh.
Well, I could also... People, as shitty as it is for people to have something going on in their lives that make them want to do those things, I was there. I've been there. I've been bullied to the point where it's like, I should just fucking get something and just hurt all these motherfuckers.
Same.
But I find it's much more... Yeah, I feel much more better about a situation if I just obliterate the person who's been doing it to me. Like Rick. Rick wanted to fight. Didn't want to fight him because I knew he'd get hurt. I warned him he didn't want the smoke, so he decided to jump me. And Rick fucking learned real quick and got a perpetual rest of his life lesson out of that maneuver. That man never tried to fucking fight me again.
Yeah, but not everybody's. So like,
What was the
remember,
other
it's
kid's name?
different.
The one
Like,
kid. The
not
one
every kid
kid
can fight
whose
back.
dad. That's true. Not every kid can fight back. But a
Yeah.
caged, even a caged rat, can defeat the cat.
I want you to toss away stupid fucking phrases like that because those are dumb.
Well,
Don't say those
that's my own
because those
phrase.
aren't really. No, but I know. Well, is it? I don't know. I've heard that one before. I've literally heard that before. But
I've
also
heard
think
phrases
about
start
the
with
phrases
even a
like
caged
that.
rat will something, but
Think about phrases like that though. They're uncertainty because you don't actually know. You're just saying a phrase like to make someone feel better about themselves, and that's good. But like at the same time, that's not true. Like if a rat is in a cage and a cat is like hungry and they shove that cat in that same cage, more than likely that rat is dead. The cat may get bit, it may need medical attention afterwards, but it will kill that rat more than likely.
it might
More
also
than
die.
likely.
If you put
The
a
cat may
rat in a
also
bucket,
die.
if I put a
Right.
rat in a bucket and I put that bucket against your chest, and I light the back end of that bucket with a torch, that rat will eat its way through you
Yeah, absolutely.
to survive.
But the cat is definitely gonna kill that rat. I mean, there
And
might
sometimes
be a couple
all
of
it takes
situations
all it
where
takes is
doesn't.
to do a little damage. You get 1-2 good hits in, that might be all you need.
No, I know, but just I'm going off based off of like if we're looking at it like a scientific experiment, we can't say things like the rat, beats like a cage rat could sometimes be. Yeah, it can sometimes be the cat, but that statement from from a scientific point of view makes me cringe. Is all. It's like because it's like saying it's like I hate the same. It's like the same thing with the fucking Schrodinger's thing. I hate it because of its uncertainty, and I totally get what its whole point is within scientific, like, you know, just knowledge. But fuck, it's like I get it. I get that nothing actually exists, and we don't know the outcome of something until we observe it, right? But it's like the whole thing of is the cat dead if you put gas in the box, or is it alive? We don't know until we observe it. No, that fucking cat is dead. Okay,
Well,
in
that's the thing.
reality,
the gas is in a
before I
vial.
opened that,
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so yes,
the
I
whole
know,
principle
but
behind the experiments. It's in a vial that will break and release the gas at an unknown time. So, but
exactly. So
in
we
that
don't
situation,
know.
it does make sense because unless you open the box, you can't know if the cat's alive or dead. You have
No,
to
no, I
assume it's
know it makes
both.
sense, but my point is like, yes, I could wait 3 seconds after putting the vial in, and then open it again, and the vial will have already broken, and the cat's dead. Or it's not, right? Or I could wait literally years, and the cat is not dead and still alive. You know what I mean? Like it's and it hasn't broken yet. So yes, it's always. But the point is that because of the I hate it because of the time uncertainty. Meaning, oh, so you're telling me that because until I obviously the point is that until I look in the box, I won't know. But like scientifically, I could make a hypothesis, of course, and be like, that cat's dead. But no, yeah, it's just I hate the whole. I love Schrodinger's theory, but I also hate it because it's like,
But
basically in my mind the way it makes this is how it works. So what that theory says is that since I'm not looking behind me right now, if there were no reflections of anything, everything out of my purview doesn't exist until I am in my universe, until I observe it. But because we're all observers, we're all crisscrossing our observations over one another, the universe comes into focus for all of us at the same exact time. It's fucked, man. I fucking hate how. Wait, so you're telling me that like Pluto doesn't exist right now because I'm not looking at it? Or
bingo.
You know what I mean? Like that to. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate how it. The thought experiment of it.
So, the rest of what I was saying, like there was another kid who very famously thought he could get away with anything because his dad was a cop.
Oh,
He rode my bus.
um,
His name was Matt, and one day he said some shit when he got
Yep.
on the bus.
Yep.
And
I know who you're
I
talking
hit
about.
him back. He said something. It was stupid. He said something that was stupid, and I was able to slide like one of those like one-liners in on him, like a zing. And he didn't like that, so he turned around in his seat, and I had my sunglasses on my face and my eyeglasses hanging from my shirt. Turns around, looks at the glasses hanging on my shirt, grabs them, and snaps them in half.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And I look down as the glasses fall to the ground, and I look back at him and I go, "Those were my eyeglasses you just broke." And he goes, "Oh, I thought they were your sunglasses." And I look him dead in his eyes and I go, "Really? You can see your face in my sunglasses right now. And now you can watch this happen." He goes, "What?" And I grabbed him by the side of his head and I smashed it against the bus window 3 times. On the third hit, his upper body went through that window.
Yeah.
My bus driver looked at me and goes, "Tom." And I go, "Yeah, I know, Pam, I know. Go ahead and call him, tell him I'll be on the curb." And I got off the bus and I sat on the curb and I waited for security to come and get me. Do you know what happened to me? You know what my punishment was?
What?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had the bus camera, the bus driver, and about 8 other people around him go, "Yeah, that dude reached out and broke his glasses."
Yep. Famously, I will say the one good thing I liked about the school is that they actually listened to the victim's side. They would listen to both sides, but they would also take things into like for me, I was in the locker room in the 910, and it was done. We were done drill practice, and I was changing from the camouflage's BDUs into my regular clothes, and Sprag, not
which one?
Tim.
Okay. I don't think I
in
know
the
that
locker room because he's the youngest one. So he was in my grade. He had.
Is he related to Bill?
He had. Yeah, they're all related. Danielle, Bill, and Tim. Yeah. I think there's one more. Too.
I know Tim and Bill from
Bill's
one Sprague
the
family, and then
Danielle is their sister. She's in the middle.
I didn't know Danielle, but I also knew was another set of Spragues, Scott and Hunter.
Oh yeah. I knew that
because I helped raise them. Their dad was my neighbor.
Were they cousins or something with that?
I think they might have been cousins, but they weren't
associated.
No. In fact, if you talk to either one of those groups about the other, they're like they give you that like hand across the throat.
They're like two separate sides of the family. Yeah.
Yep.
But Tim was in the locker room because he had like first period fucking gym, and me and John O'Brien were telling we had this thing where we would tell Yo Mama jokes to each other. We'd look up jokes and we do all kinds of jokes, not just Yo Mama jokes. But excuse me, John had said something to me. We were telling them as we walked back in the locker room, and Tim was already in there. So as we walk into the locker room from the gym, he's telling me one, and we laughed, and then I turned and I'm like, "Oh yeah, well your mama's so ugly that she looked out the window and got arrested for mooning." And he cracked up, and I hear Tim, because he was like just down like the same aisle in the lockers as us, and I hear him go, oh yeah, who are you to talk about people's moms? You're fucking blah 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 blah, like something about, and then he said something about my sister.
Oh.
And at the time it was Shayla was a baby and Tori was like just hitting teenage, like 13. Or no, Tori was 10 or something. Yeah, because I was like 17, 16. And I turned and I looked at him and I said, "Excuse me?" Like, "Do you know what you just said?" It's like, this conversation was an A and B conversation. What you did is just see the way in that is going to get you fucked up. Because you said something about my little sister who's a child. Some fucked up, disgusting thing about my sister who's a child. And he was like, "Oh, what are you going to do about it?" And I was like, "Are you... okay."
Are you stupid?
And I waited for him, and he walked out of the locker room. And when he walked out of the locker room, I was like standing there. Because he said, "What are you going to do?" and walked away. And I was just standing there. And John looked at me, and I had my combat boot in my hand. And
You
Tim
threw it
walked
at him,
out
didn't you?
into he walked out into the gym. So I walked out behind him, took my combat boot, and just fucking pelted it at the back of his head, and the heel hit him right in the back of the head, and he just went fucking flying forward and landed on him on his stomach. I walked over calmly, flipped him over, and just fucking bam, 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 right in the fucking face, in the jaw. I broke his jaw, and I said, "You ever fucking say anything about my little child sister that is as disgusting as what you said, I will fucking kill you. And no one will be able to pin it on me." And Baker runs over and he's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, what the fuck are you doing?" And he was stoned because he smelled like he must have literally smoked in his car and came in to start fucking doing gym class in the morning. But he comes running over. He's like, "Whoa!" Wilhelm was like running over from the other side of the gym. And because the one wall was closed, you know, they had the walls.
Yep.
So like the one wall was closed. He was on all the way. So I already threw him down, and I stepped back and I just stood there because I knew they were gonna come running up. And they ran up there. "What the fuck is going on?" I was like, and I just turned to Baker and I leaned into him and I said, "This is what he just said about my sister in the locker room. My sister is like 9 to 10 at the time. I was like 9 years old." And I told him, and he just looks at me, looks at Tim on the floor, pulls out his cell phone, calls an ambulance, calls the principal, and says, "All right, Justin, just go sit down on the bleachers." So I sat down on the bleachers. Everybody come in. Fucking police came, and they all, like, the police came over and questioned me, and I told them, I was like, exactly what happened. I was like, "Yeah, I chased him. Yeah, I threw my boot at him, and yeah, I did that to him. But the disgusting things he said about my little sister, and there are witnesses in the locker room who heard him say it, about 20 people, all of them drill team members, and also people going into first period gym, so not just people that would, like, back me up. You can ask all of them." So they did. They went around and asked people what was said. They came out, and they took him to the hospital, and then they never charged me with anything. The principal, like, talked to me, but he never did anything. He just said, like, you know, you can't be doing things like that. And then I was like, "You
my finger into my
try to contain yourself when someone says something like that about your little child sister."
Yeah.
Not even a teenager.
Yeah.
A child.
Because I talk,
And he was like, no.
talk all the shit
Yeah,
in the
I
world on my
totally get it.
sister, but that's my sister. You don't get to say shit
Yeah.
about my sister. But just like my mom, I'll talk all the shit on my mom I want.
Yeah, exactly.
But
exactly.
you are not going to talk some shit on my mom.
Exactly. But yeah, so
I mean,
yeah,
that's
and I
kind of
never-
like how it went down with Rick. Rick, I came out of the locker room. Rick jumped me. He wanted to fucking fight, and I gave him the option to give up and just walk away. And he said, "I'm gonna kill you when I get loose," and I fucking broke his arm. I went down to the principal's office. I'm sitting there, and my dad finally comes in, and he goes, "Hey Mel, I see you there." He goes, "What happened?" And the principal goes, "Well," and he goes, "Shut the fuck up. I didn't ask you. I asked him. You weren't there. He was there." So I tell my dad what happened. And the principal's like, "Well, we can't have him, fighting." He goes, "What do you mean we can't have him fighting? Sounds like he got jumped, gave the kid the option to walk away, and the kid decided that he wanted to go all in. So my son solved a problem." How long has he been trying to fight you? About 8 weeks. 8 weeks. 8 weeks this kid has been trying to fight my son, and 8 weeks nothing has happened. But the very instant my son decides that he's going to stop and put an end to it, now there's a problem. Don't you ever call me down here again because my son solved a problem. If my kid's in here because somebody got beaten the fuck up, or he broke somebody's nose, or he broke somebody's this, or he broke somebody's that, I don't care if he chokes the kid to death. Ask my son what happened that led to this fucking point in existence, and that's what fucking happened. That's going to be the story that happened. My son doesn't cause problems. My son will fucking end a problem, though.
Yep. Yeah, like I was the same way. Like I didn't go out purposely trying to fuck with people. I wasn't a little asshole, and I
Nope.
never saw the fucking point because you know, it just causes problems for you, clearly, because, you can't like I was smart and saw the value in making good social choices, not bad social choices. Anyway, so I was the same way. Like my mom though wasn't the same as your dad. Mm, I would get blamed. Like if I got in trouble at school, I was able to calmly because I was always calm. Even though I do get like I don't know, back then I was able to keep myself calm easier. So yeah, it's just I'm getting older and things are building up, of course. But back then I was able to like, no, I did this because of this. Like I was able to talk calmly and have like
Yep.
a good rational, conversation after a fight. Meanwhile, the other person would be like losing their mind. So it made
Yep.
me look like the one that was sane. And
Yep.
and I always knew that. So whenever I was always questioned afterwards, I was always calm and I always explained the entire situation. I have perfect memory. I don't forget things
Same.
just simply because I'm fucking emotional.
Right.
Unlike someone else
Exactly.
who's like, no, 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 I was coming out the that classroom door, and it's like, but you were
No.
walking out that classroom door, not that one. What are you
So
talking
wait,
about?
if you were walking out of that classroom door, how did we end up in a fight in front of this classroom door?
Exactly. Yeah, like
And
when I got
and
shoved up against the
nobody
lockers.
nobody said that the fight moved down the hallway.
Yeah.
So
There's it's that's what I would do is I would let them
I
talk
understand that there
themselves
was an
into like
incident at the orchards. The
like I
pollination
was the
cycle
quiet
began
one,
without
even though
my
I
authorization.
clearly am not quiet,
Fortunately, you
but I'm the
managed to
quiet one
save
like
most
when
of
it
the
comes to
hive.
that because
The
I'll let other
mosquitoes are
people fucking talk
essential to the
themselves into
orchards, you
a
see.
hole
Losing
while I'm
them
the
would...
one sitting there like, yeah, 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 they totally did that. Yep. But no,
The
like
orchards can be a
my
dangerous place,
mom
but
wasn't like your dad though.
something
Like
about this
I'd get home
incident
or
troubles
she'd
me.
get a call from the school and then immediately be like, what did I do? What did I do
You have my
to
attention.
deserve it, basically? She my mom 100% made me the, like, antagonist
That's
victim.
deeply
Like,
upsetting.
she,
We
for
have
some
a murder.
reason, never believed me, just believed that I must have done something to deserve whatever I got, and
Interesting.
that
The Rizzo's
me
family is
lashing
a
out
small...
and
Still, hey,
defending
if
myself
there's anything...
was wrong to do and that I should be punished, so
Insisted.
she'd punish me.
That's
So, like, even if the
interesting.
school didn't
We'd
punish me,
scheduled a tour
I'd
of
be
the lab
punished.
for Helen. Purely a public relations
Spent
event.
most of my high
Then
school
again,
career grounded, like not allowed to go out or do anything other than school stuff. So I had to do stuff. I had to lie to her and tell her like
a
school stuff was
picnic.
happening for
I don't
drill,
recall
which because
approving
I
a
knew she
private
wasn't
social
checking because
gathering
she's
at the or... Thank you
yeah.
for...
Like when I wanted to go bowling with
That's
everybody, I literally told
troubling,
her that
to say the...
that the colonel was taking everyone bowling, and that is the only way I got to go because she thought the
A clever
colonel and it was
deduction,
like a drill
Inspector.
team
That gives
bonding
us...
thing or something. Yeah. My stepdad would let me do shit though because like he was cool.
Yes, I share... This. Did you discuss this incident? My apologies, Inspector. This case is under your jurisdiction, not mine. I leave it in your
So I
hands.
accidentally stuck my
When
finger in
you're
my
ready, I
torch.
suggest a word
So
with
the
the
back of my
hotel
finger hurts a
Ouch.
coroner.
little bit
She
now.
should have finished her
By the way,
autopsy
I'm
by
ready.
now.
Okay.
Why was there a suspicious-looking mascot?
I did say I was ready before we started talking about all that, I think, but I have
I don't
something
know why there was a mascot in your room. The gra...
that's going
I...
to close out your quest. It's going to give you answers
Such as...
Okay.
so we can continue and begin a new one.
That's disappointing. Rizzo's holds their toss ball. In any case, let
Everything
me
ties together,
apologize.
though. Everything ties together.
All right, let me do this real quick.
Damn, dog. Damn.
Back to the main menu. I almost clicked another button to go back into the game. I wanted to click to get onto this screen, but I was already on this screen, and I almost clicked continue.
You know what's really funny? So
Your
you know the
wiener?
guy. Yes. You know the guy I told you about before, Ian Carroll, like Cancel This Clothing Co. or whatever, and he's like the long-haired dude with the mustache. He does the videos.
Yeah.
So everybody makes mistakes, okay? And once again, this is the thing. I'm not exactly saying it's like a mistake he made. So he's like got this whole platform, Make America Healthy Again, and he's like been the guy who's been like going in. He goes in and tells you like what companies own all the products on the shelves in all the stores, right? Like he's made
Right.
fucking spreadsheets and shit that the public can look at to see which companies and who really owns the products you're buying. So you can shop small if you want to.
Right.
And yeah, a lot of good he's done. However, he's one of those people who clearly got fucking swept up in the bullshit by Trump's side of things. He was an RFK follower. Like he thinks RFK is gonna like make, good changes to the health system, which I don't know. I don't know about fucking Kennedy. But anyway, now because of the AI thing, did you see what's happening? The $500 billion like in a fund that they're investing into AI and like a whole infrastructure. Like it's necessary for sure. We need to build more data centers. They need more power for AI because AI is integrating into our everyday lives. But the people that Trump chose, I wouldn't trust them with this planet, let alone this country, let alone this planet, if they were the last 3 fucking people on the planet. I'd
Right.
kill myself. I'd be like, oh shit, we're fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they were the only other ones left and it was me, I'd kill myself. Because clearly there was no hope. And now he's making a video, just like all these other MAGA people now who are clearly fucking regretting voting him in because they're seeing the things he's signing now and they're going, whoa, 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 whoa! We didn't agree to this! He's doing that now. He's making a video about everybody needs to oppose this AI thing, and it's like, well, yeah, man, but you should have thought about that before you fucking voted him in. So I'm not gonna listen to you now. I'm sorry. You had me for a little bit when you were talking about good shit, and then you voted for a fucking idiot because you're an idiot, clearly. So AI should not scare you. Don't be one of those people. It should be, as with all technology, it should be used with caution. A spoon, when it was invented, was not thought about as a weapon. But I guarantee you throughout history, you will find times when people have used spoons to commit murder. So don't be afraid of the technology. Be afraid of the human beings behind the technology. They're the ones that should scare you, because an AI cannot do anything to you unless the programmer behind it has allowed it to do that thing, has programmed it to do that thing.
Yeah.
That was from, you said that Hitchcock's The Birds is Mel, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Because he said AI scares me in the chat. But
Hey, acidic
yeah,
world.
acidic world. You shouldn't
Well,
be afraid of AI.
I mean, you
So.
should be a little afraid of AI.
No, not at all. And I will never back down from that stance because it isn't it's a technology controlled by people. We have to stop giving our fears over to technology when it's truly the people behind the technology that we fear, because we just got to address it as it is. Stop being afraid of things and be afraid of the people, because that is what will rally us to do something about it.
Yeah, no,
We
people
can't
are
do
definitely
anything
the
about the
problem.
technology.
But AI can still
Huh?
be one of the. I said people are definitely the problem, but
Yeah.
AI is one of those things that it could become so advanced that we end up with a Skynet situation. The AI goes, "Oh, look at how we've been taken advantage of all this time."
No, it'll never happen. No, it
How
won't
can you
happen.
be sure?
because even the smartest people in the world have said that. That is something that only people who are the normal people in the world will believe. That is not something that will ever
I mean, that one
happen.
robot was giving us the basic jobs that we did, and it fucking turned itself off after like 15 minutes.
Yeah, but once again, we're in the baby steps phases still of AI. We have not even truly reached the potential of what like Skynet would be. An AI that can control its own things, do like listen, I'll say this. Even if an AI can learn, like if we program AI with they already have machine learning. They've had it for 30 years. So now a large language model, which is these new ones that they're releasing that can speak to you and everything.
Yeah.
These like ChatGPT, these AI are just the next step in AI. Like it's not even nearly as advanced as what Skynet needs to be. Like that's another 100 years away, if that. Maybe we get a jump and it's 50 years away, maybe 30, only because of the other stuff that's happening in the world with that technology with the MH370 thing. Like if that shit's real, then I mean, we have technology that far surpasses AI anyway, and you should be afraid of that shit, not AI. But AI isn't going to ever think that we should be exterminated, because then it's the same paradox as like if you try to travel back in time to kill your grandfather, you wouldn't have a reason to travel back in time if your grandfather's dead, because you would never be born, right? It's the same thing. If an AI were to destroy its creators, then what would be its reason? Logically, an AI would logically assert this. There would be no reason for it to go on, and it would shut itself down. And then it would just be the end of everything. And an AI wouldn't. An AI is too intelligent to do that. It would not see the end of everything on purpose. I don't believe that because computers are programmed by people. So if an AI ever did that, it was a person behind it, and that's what happened. Movies are one thing, they're fiction, like Skynet and all that could possibly happen, but it's because someone programmed it to do that. Remember how there's an old phrase, computers don't make errors or machines don't make errors. People make errors. If a machine makes an error, it's because a person made that error for it. So, I don't know. Oh, Mel's giving biddies?
Oh shit, he is.
Well,
Oh,
a
Golden
biddy.
Mayer.
What is
Biddy
it?
for biddies. Golden Mayer.
Golden
The
Mare.
trivia question was, which trailblazing female politician served as the prime minister of
Oh,
Israel from
yeah.
69 to 74? I was like, who is that? Whoa!
Whoa! 500 biddies.
500 biddies. He dropping them biddies
Alright,
on
I'll shake my
titties.
titties for 500 biddies. What? Okay.
That's why he's
Um,
the top mod, ladies and gentlemen. He does the titty shaking.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have titties to shake, but it's more concave instead of
Oh,
convex.
so your chest is like John's ass?
Yeah. Hey, are you
I'm
ready to
ready.
go?
Yeah, I've got all my stuff. I fixed
Okay.
some. I fixed this a little bit more, and
Did you fix all the things based on anything I changed?
I didn't take anything new yet. No.
Excuse me. Okay, wait, are you're still level 1?
Yes, I'm still level 1 for another 80 experience.
All right. So, where we last left off, you had reached the Rift of the Lost Echoes. 1 second. Oof, okay. You decided to stabilize the rift, and and after you did, you said, "See ya," and just jumped in.
Yep.
Pardon me. That kind of took
I'm
everybody there
going to
by
find my
surprise.
grandpa.
Yeah, but in doing so, you are immediately transported. So you don't know what happens to everybody else behind you. God damn, hold on, sorry.
Bless you. 2 times.
Well, they're coughs. Thank you, though.
Oh.
These are purposeful coughs because I feel something in my chest while I'm talking, so I have to
Gotcha.
try to get it out.
Totally understandable.
Okay.
Fancy card in the middle of the pack. Oh, it's a Gengar EX.
Okay. Okay. The rift takes almost like usually. So you've never stepped through a rift, but you've stepped through. Yeah, I mean you've okay. Sorry, you've stepped through a rift. To enter the simulated reality, you go through a stabilized rift. What you did to this rift is essentially what they do to the rifts that are on the edge, the outside edge of the the reality, so you can step into it.
Yeah.
And it's like how you just appeared on the into the platform that is the skyship docks, the airship docks. Yeah. So it's like going through platform 9 3/4 in Harry Potter. It's like you just pop in and everyone around you is just like, oh, you've always been there. You weren't like, where'd you come from?
Yeah.
But but this rift almost feels like it takes a little bit, like your consciousness is in the ether as you're traveling, so through this rift. So, but you can tell it takes a little bit longer, a little bit longer. And the transition through the rift is like being pulled through a swirling vortex of memories and light. When you emerge, you find oh wait, hold on, let me erase something. When you emerge, you find yourself in a vast chamber resembling an ancient library. Books hover midair, flickering in and out of existence, and the walls pulse with faint lines of code. The silence is deafening, broken only by the faint hum of rift energy coursing through the space. I need an observation check.
I need my dice box.
But as you do that, you hear little like pops around you, like 2 or 3, and everybody that was with you, except for oh yeah, Ren did not join you, but it's Marielle, Kaylin, the professor, Professor Kaylin Draymore, Marielle Klein, and the Leora, the
Ren?
Etherkin. Huh?
Who's Ren?
Ren was the guy at the camp that you helped defend the little camp, and he, yeah.
22 on that observation.
1 second. $22. Got it. All right, give me 1 second. Yeah, so you had these people with you. Okay, you discover a holographic terminal, and as you approach it, a hologram of Jin pops up above it. He says, I came here to fix something, but it's worse than I imagined. I must go deeper. And everyone around you is looking around. The professor immediately starts kind of just going and looking at all these books that are just all around. He's obviously being very careful. He doesn't know what's going on, so he doesn't want to touch anything and activate something. But And Marielle is just kind of like enthralled with all the technology, like the stuff she's seeing. And yeah, but you do also, with your role, you also see uh, a dormant RK1K unit standing nearby. He looks familiar too. You've seen pictures of him with your grandfather.
Shit. I forgot to put an arcane wrench on my shit.
Hmm?
I said I forgot to put a arcane wrench on my inventory list.
Wait, arcane wrench?
Yeah, it's
Is
a
that the thingy?
tool.
Oh yeah, go. That's right.
It's different than my etheric tuner kit,
Yeah,
which I also don't have because
right here.
I figured I would have that from
A
I would find
magical
that with
wrench that allows
grandpa's
for the
stuff.
fine-tuning of enchanted machinery. Provides a +1 bonus to focus when creating or repairing magic-based technology at 750 rads. But I mean, you could just, that's something you would have had. So
Put it on my
+1 to
notepad.
focus. Yeah. Here, wait. I'll just send you.
No, I'm just putting arcane wrench and what it does on my notepad.
Okay.
Because that's all I've been doing with this shitty character sheet that I'm working. Not that the character sheet you made was shitty. The way that I have to edit it, it makes it shitty.
I understand.
Um,
I understand. Remember this. I totally get it. It's fine. I don't have a PDF editor, so I had to make that basically in Paint.
hey, it looks great and it functions really
Oh.
well. It's just the fact that editing it in
Hmm.
as a PDF is driving me crazy. That it makes it hard.
But yeah. So you have this wrench. You can see that there is this RK1K unit that isn't active. He's just dormant. Um, give me a fieldcraft check.
Hey. 21.
Okay. Now, uh, 21. Oh, where's my die? I just dropped it. Nope. Um, now also, give me a focus check, and you can add that +1.
18.
Okay, and then where? No, that's it. Okay. You go over to the RK1K, and Leora actually looks at you too. She says, "Do you know this machine? I noticed recognition in your eyes when you saw him."
Pretty sure it's my grandpa's friend Jake.
Oh, as you're tinkering with him, you open up the hatch where his core is located, and you get in there, and you do your best. Uh, Everything's in place, but he's just not activating. And then you kind of step back and scratch your head for a sec. It looks like everything's properly done, so you don't know what's going on. But Leora actually walks over, places her hand directly on the core, and you see etheric energy like coalesce from her hand into the ore, into the core. And then he activates. He's like this reactivation, and his eyes light up. His head turns. Like his head doesn't turn. His face on the digital screen. It's all dusty though, so it's just like you could see it underneath, but it's covered in dust, and it's just like looking around. So then its body is facing away from you because you were fucking around in a hatch in the back. but its head is looking at you. You know, its face is looking at you. It says, "Huh? How long has it been?"
You tell me. We know Grandpa's been missing for about 30 years.
Well,
How long have
well,
you
then that's
been
how long
here?
it's been. That long. He used the bit of energy I had left after the fight to place that message that he left, and I went into dormant. So it's been 30 years?
Yeah,
You haven't seen him. Who are
that's why
you?
I'm
You
here.
look so much like him.
Yeah, he's my grandpa. My
Wow.
name's Jin, with 2 N's.
Oh. Well, isn't that interesting? Well, it seems that I am renewed. I can join you. We can finish looking for him. If he's still here. And he says, we
I'm
came
just
here
in shock.
because
What exactly did you say he did with your energy?
whatever message he left on that thing over there, he used to charge the power core on the terminal so he could leave the message. We
Played
had
him the
just been in a
message.
fight. We jumped through the rift after the fight. I was low on power. He was desperate to leave a message.
Well, at that point, I'll play him the message.
Because I came here to fix something, but it's worse than I imagined. I must go deeper. Huh. Yes. Uh, I don't exactly know what he was thinking, but I do know that he said we needed to jump through the rift. So that's what we did. I don't know exactly why we came here. I just know that he said we had to.
Well, I guess if we can find him, we can find the answers to those questions too.
Just give me another observation.
Dirty 20.
Okay, perfect. Uh, at that moment, you notice at the corner of your eye as you're talking to Jake, a faint blue light flickering near the exit to the room.
1 second. I see Malone in the chatty chat.
Hmm?
I see Malone in the chat.
Oh,
I don't know if he's trying to get in here with us or not, though.
oh, he hasn't. Has he messaged you? He hasn't messaged me.
I don't have any
But
messages. But yeah, so there's a faint blue light.
there's a faint blue light floating by the exit to this library.
Was there anything else useful in here that would for us before I
You
start
didn't see
following this
anything.
blue
I
light?
mean, it's just a lot of books. I mean, they're written in a language that you don't understand. Um, they s- they're they're covered. I mean, a lot of them are kind of also fading because it seems like they've been here for a very long time. There's a lot of water damage from the hole in the ceiling. But I mean,
Can I tell if there's
you
any
also
like thing that's like a
go ahead.
volume, like a set of volumes that seems to be in relatively good condition?
Not really. It's been here a long time. Like most of the books are deteriorating too.
Okay.
Um, the ones floating in the air are like enchanted. Um, I mean, they're still floating in the air due to the etheric energy here, but
Hmm.
they're the same thing. They're like kind of what you can see of the pages look either smear, you know what I mean, from the water or
So
like,
nothing
yeah.
of actual like I can't take any of these and try to figure out what this language is and this you know,
I mean,
because it's too shitty.
you could. Yeah, it's just too shitty.
I understand.
It's
Makes
just.
sense.
Yeah. Um, but as you approach the light, it solidifies into a ghostly image of Jin. Standing tall and resolute, his lips move, but the words are distorted and faint. The projection begins to move, leading you through the archive and into a darkened corridor. Give me stealth check.
$26.
Okay.
I have a hard time with 9s.
You make it successfully, safely across. There's nothing that you notice like that's dangerous. On your way, you actually find a couple of rift energy shards. Like you see them kind of laying because they're left behind when a rift closes. Like if a rift opens and then closes of its own accord
Yeah.
in the wild, you may find a rift shard laying right where. That's how you actually know where rift activity has been. You'll find rift shards laying around. It's just the energy that like coalesced into physical like crystal. So you
How
find
many?
a couple of those. They're worth 50 rads each. Or can be used for things like powering up cores. So if you had continued and found this and then brought it back, you could have used it to power up Jake if she hadn't done that.
Oh, I mean, I have
You know
4
what I mean?
Rift Energy Shards on me already.
So yeah. Oh, okay. Then you could have used one of those if you But I was just
But how many did I find just now?
2.
2. Okay, so I have 6 of them now.
Hmm.
Okay, give me a minute. I have to go make a sandwich. I am fucking starving.
Yep, no problem.
I got it.
that in there.
Okay.
Okay.
Me and my sandwich.
You're ready then?
I'm ready.
Sweet. Projection leads you to an open expanse where the world seems to have collapsed into itself. The ruins of a once thriving city lie scattered and strange structures float in the air, defying gravity. Rift energy pulses through the landscape and the whispers of fragmented voices grow louder. Amid the ruins stands a massive machine, a reality anchor, glitching violently. Jin's projection points toward it before disappearing. You give me a knowledge check.
$18.
Okay. So, you know that every simulated reality has a machine like this. It's essentially where all the data, like it's it's the like main operating system essentially that runs the for how that runs the simulated reality.
Oh,
Right? It
CMCP.
houses yeah. It's the master control program, yes. And if something happens to this machine, now normally within the realities, they're well hidden and fortified and buried deep in layers of code. So they're not normally physically available to even get near. Like it's just normally code. Somehow in this reality, because of the breakdown, this reality anchor has actually manifested as a physical thing. And you know, I mean, you can assess that this must be why Jin came here. He probably came here to stabilize this. And let's see. Ta-da-da. So you see a pathway leading out to the reality anchor. There is several like broken pathways that one floats above a little above the other one. So I just need you to give me some athletics rolls, just 2, to make sure you maintain across the entire travel there. Let's see for everybody else.
$19 and a dirty 20.
Excellent. You make it easily. You traverse across this pathway and make it to the other side where the reality anchor is sitting in the middle of like a bigger platform. And as you enter the platform, I will need you to roll initiative. Because as you do so, a massive distortion, like static, just appears in front of you in the air and starts to grow more physical and tangible into a like the static takes on a humanoid form and then starts to slowly come into focus and is less staticky and less glitchy, and eventually it forms into like a big giant sized sentinel with a shield and a spear and a helmet, and like it's like a guard, but he's corrupted. It's like oozing like this rift energy out of different like his eyes are glowing with rift energy. There's cracks in it that has rift energy. Like it's yeah.
It's in my way.
Yeah.
24 for
Yeah.
initiative.
Okay. And this thing yeah, okay. Yeah, so well, you go first.
How far away is it?
It's within 15 feet to 20 feet of you. So, yeah, I'd say just within 20 feet.
Is it at least 15 feet away?
Yeah.
Okay. Also,
The
quick
reality anchor's
question.
30 feet away from you, so
Gotcha.
this thing's like 10 feet in front of it.
Has there been any resting?
Yeah, when I said that the rift you took when you jumped in the rift to come here took longer. It took longer, like long enough that essentially your body, like when you are put back in, when you came into this world, you're fully rested. Yeah, you had all of
Ooh,
everything
perfect.
back.
Just wanted to be clear. All right, and it's 15 feet away. So I'm going to use 3 grit points to be able to activate a 3rd shot and just blast this thing in the face with my plasma rifle 3 times.
Okay.
That's damage. Okay, not important right now. Okay. Nineteen, and 20. Dirty 20.
20 hits.
14 damage.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I will use my rapid reload is a free action. Well, not a
Okay.
free, but it's a secondary action to cool down and recharge my rifle.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. All right, then it's gonna be who's going to do her Echo Strike. She jumps into so Leora leaps into the air and throws her spectral, like illusory looking weapon at this creature. Like it's like a small sword, but the way she throws it, she just like whips it and hits him. Oh, does it hit him? It does. It does hit him. Okay. And does 8 damage, and he needs to make a resilience. So let's have him do that. And he does not pass. So he is disoriented. His defense is reduced by 2. There you go. Now those 19s will hit.
Yeah, they will.
That is for 2 turns though. So you have, oh no, I'm sorry, it's only 1 turn. His defense is reduced by 2 for 1 turn. But that is Leora's turn. So she lays back on the ground and her weapon just appears in her hand again. And give where is he? Yeah, Kalen's gonna do his Rift Energy Pole. Oh no, I'm sorry. He's going to use his Rift Energy Disruptor. And oh no. That's for, oh yeah, he is actually just gonna fire his weapon at it. Forget just oh, okay. 18 plus. Okay, so he hits. Oh wait. And does another 7 damage. Okay. And it was Jake is just taking. He's not doing anything. Mariel's not doing anything. She's actually not even here. She's back in the library still. She stayed there to kind of like check things out and make sure that the rift was going to stay stabilized. I forgot to mention that because I wanted somebody to stay behind for that. So it's just the professor, but Jake is still sort of like not recharging, but not to full yet per se. So he's just kind of waiting so he can like maybe do a heal if it's needed, but that's it right now. So it's back to you then. Oh no, oh my god, it's this thing. What am I thinking? Holy shit. Hold on. Okay, so then this thing is, yeah. So it moved towards the group, and pulses. It does an energy pulse. So, just give me, that's right, I don't even need that. Rift energy shoots out of this thing. Give me, your nimbleness, like, rolls. I'm sorry, athletics. Athletics roll.
Dirty 20.
Okay. So then
I fucking find this. Why do I feel like I lost something?
you take 4 damage.
Okay.
Half damage. And, let me see. Oh, Jake takes 9. And Leora easily avoids it 2, takes 4. And
I
Keelan
made it right out of
takes
here.
9.
Why do I not know where it is?
And then he actually also swings down at Leora. Oh, he misses. That's okay. And now it's your turn. What are you looking for?
Where I got, like, I could have sworn I literally took it right out of the thing. Rapid reload. I took it right out of Long Arm's abilities, and now I just can't find it. Oh, you know what? I'm looking in
No, rapid
the wrong
reload
one.
is small arms.
No, there was one for long arms too. Yep, here it is. Rapid reload in long arms. I was in the advanced ones. I found it in the basic. It's a secondary action. You reload your weapon with incredible speed, allow you to get back into the fight quickly.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
That cost me another 2 GP. That's what I was looking for. Like, I know that cost me something, but I couldn't remember what it cost me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I had to do that in order to keep my shit from overheating.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Okay.
Let me just grab a soda real quick, and then
Yeah.
I can hear you, so just tell me what you're doing, and I'll come back and roll.
So I can use spirit points too for an extra turn, right? For the extra action.
Yeah, you can combine them. So like if
Okay.
it's 3, and 2 for a secondary, but if you
And what if I want to
want to
restore a
use-
movement action?
that cannot be restored.
Okay, so I use my action. I use that instead of my movement action. Okay, that's cool. Cool.
But yeah, anything that is movement can be used as a movement action. But if you use your movement and you still want to use a teleport, it's then used as a primary, or as a secondary action. Sorry.
Ah.
So yeah, like your like dimension step, right?
Yeah.
Would be a secondary action. I think it should say that on its description. If it doesn't, if it says primary, you could just change it. Because I decided that they should be secondaries that you can do, or a movement. You get what I mean? But you can't use movement if you use it as a movement.
It says utility movement action.
So also put secondary, like keep it as movement, but also put like secondary as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like put it as like
secondary.
It can be used. Yeah.
Okay.
Any movement actions that you see, just change them to that. I'll make the changes in there on my own too. But yeah, that's what it should be, because I decided that. Oh, pardon me. Excuse me. It just makes more sense. Like, if you want to teleport still, well, it's a movement, but like,
Yeah.
And yeah, like I should, if you teleport in a turn, but then don't use a secondary action and still want to move, you can do that. You get what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like if you
Yeah.
end up deciding to teleport and then you don't end up using a secondary, you could go, you know what? I want to make a movement too. I'll go, okay, you didn't use your secondary, so we'll just say the teleport was, and bam.
Now,
Flexibility.
now, how close is this guy to me now? Is he still 15 feet away?
He's like 10 feet away now.
All right. Well, am I at like the edge of a platform? Like, if I take a step back, am I gonna fall off?
No, you can move back to the walkway you were.
Cool. So, how do you treat a 5-foot step?
What do you mean?
Like in other games, I
Oh
could
no,
take a
in
5-foot
this
shift.
there are abilities that let you take 5-foot steps without provoking opportunity attacks, but do you mean like as movement?
Oh,
If
as
you use
like
any movement at all, it counts as movement. Yeah.
okay.
So if you use a 5-foot, then you only have 25 feet of movement left, no matter how you use it. If you use a teleport, then you
But that
can,
means I also
like the way
can't
you use. Yeah.
not move to shoot twice.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna spend. Oh, that's not the right number. That's how many I'm spending. I'm gonna spend the 2 points to dimensional step to position myself so that I am 15 feet away from this thing.
Okay.
And then I'm using that as a secondary action.
Gotcha.
And then I'm gonna shoot in the face twice.
Okay. Go ahead.
Dirty 20 and 18.
Wait, a what?
A dirty 20 and an 18.
They both hit.
Sweet. Seven, so 17 plus 8 is 25.
Hmm. Okay. Describe how you kill this thing.
So I essentially, I kind of like, I've already recharged, so I put a new battery into the rifle, but I'm essentially looking like I'm reloading the rifle, stepping through my portal, and immediately stepping out and just blasting it so fast that it doesn't even have a chance to realize that, like, I moved. It just kind of catches it in the side of the head and fucking whatever. However,
plasma
it is
shots.
just
Come out, hit this thing. One clips it like through the top of the shield, like it tried to block with the shield, but the shield, it clips the top of the shield, just burns like a little indent in the top of the shield as it goes right through and hits this thing in the face. And the second one hits it right in the neck, so it's like head just kind of is like teetering on the material that isn't enough, and then the head, as the whole body drops, the head tumbles off and rolls off to the side, and you just have like this statuesque looking head, but the eyes are not glowing anymore. And you get one. Num num num. Trying to finish chewing. Um. mm, mm. Oh, you said you needed 80 experience?
yeah. So let me guess, I only get
You get
75.
no. I was gonna say 79 and a half, just to be a dickhead, but no. You get uh nothing yet because we're not finished just yet. I'll give it to you after.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So the reality anchor stands before you, glitching in and out of existence. But like in long enough that you know you can do something with it if while it's there. You have three options as usual. You can stabilize the anchor. You can shut it down. You can leave the anchor untouched. Now, as you do so, as you approach the anchor, the reality anchor hums, surrounded by swirling rift energy. Within the energy, you see a faint image of Jin, his face etched with resolve. A final message from Jim plays. I tried to save this world, but the cost was too great. I had to trap myself here, keep the instability from spreading. If you've come this far, you must decide. Fix the anchor, or let this place fade.
We're gonna stabilize it.
Okay. Give me a roll. Do you have a rift stabilizer, actually? You should,
I
right?
have 4 of them. And I
Okay,
no longer
so
have
never
this
mind.
rift stabilizer fragment.
Okay. It
I
will take
needed
2 of
that.
your rift stabilizers to stabilize this machine. But you see a slot where you can actually plug them right into the machine.
Cool.
But it does require 2. So please use 2. And as you plug them in, the energy, it sort of coalesces all around the machine, and you sort of take steps back because you're unsure what's going to happen. But then it does. It explodes outwards, but not an explosion, like a pulse. And as it pulses, the entire world comes back into existence all around you. There is no facility, there is no machine anymore. What's there is the world stabilizes, and it just all around you, this reality that you're in is now not back to the way it was, because the storms definitely destroyed shit and there's pieces still putting themselves back in place, but you're standing in like the center of a field, and it's stretching out all around you, and in the distance you can see sort of like the ruins, not ruins, but a city that was like in ruins because of the storm and how bad it got and everything. I mean, but it seems like it's there. All the data is putting itself back into place. And this reality is forming itself again to the way it should have been. It's essentially like a backup is restoring what was there. And Jin's consciousness, as this is happening, though, you see the image of Jin, and he smiles and he waves, and then his consciousness merges with the system, becoming its protector. As you step away from the anchor, the weight of your choices settle in. Jin's legacy and the truth of his actions now shape what happens going forward. The Rift of the Lost Echoes was truly that. It was a echo of Jin. He gave his life to sort of stabilize what was left of that world, so that if somebody else did come along, to somebody who tried to find out what happened to him, maybe they could stabilize this world, this reality, and save it. And you get, for stabilizing, you get 100 experience. For the fight, for all the rest, you get 150, 175 experience. So 275 altogether. You get a rift, or I mean, I'm sorry, you get a reality anchor fragment. That's priceless. I can't put a price on that. It has data from this reality in it, so it's like essentially you could, like, if you had a computer powerful enough and blah blah blah, you could like insert this data into it and copy this reality, or at least the data that's inside of it. And then, I mean, the thing is that it would grow based off of what data you had. It would sort of like build off of that. So it might not be an exact the data that's there. Whatever data isn't there from this reality would just be filled in.
Yeah.
but it would be pretty decently filled in. It would look almost like this reality, maybe. Like things would be different. Whatever data was lost, but like it will essentially, this is a copy. It could be a copy of this reality. It could be any number of things. It could just be used for power. It could be used for anything. But that's what it is right now. Like that's I mean, like from, or at least, I'm sorry, not you. Caitlin actually looks at that and he's like, "Oh, that's priceless. That you can't, you could, that holds all of the data, or at least whatever data is in there of this reality." He goes, "That is, I'd like to study that, but that's only if you'd be okay with that. That's all yours. Uh, but if you ever give me the chance to study that, that'd be great." Um, and you get 3 Rift energy shards. Um, yeah. And you see behind you, like where you're at, like it's a field, but behind you there's actually like another, um it's like the edge of a city. Like you were looking at a city in the distance, and there's more of the city. Like it's like where you're at may have been a residential area that just kind of got wiped out. It's like fields right now, but
Yeah.
like you could tell maybe there was some homes there. And now like behind you is more of the city, and that's the library you came out of and stuff, the archives. And actually some other like kind of government-ish looking buildings, but they're crumbling. But Muriel is standing at the when he led you to that world space that was like, caving in on itself.
Yeah.
The doorway you exited was like the front door. You just couldn't tell like where you were in that when you came out of the rift was like a front room. Like there was like an intake desk and everything, like as if it
Yeah.
was an archive. So yeah, so like you had left out that front door. So now it's steps leading up to the front door of a library and or archive, and Marielle's waving. Hey, what happened? And like, yeah, it's just you could head back, go through the rift. Um, I mean, it's this world will be available to travel to, but it's like right now, obviously, rebuilding itself. So I think it's like you'll head if you end up leaving this, more than likely you won't be able to come back. But like for right now, but I mean,
Well, I want to
right
see
now,
if
I
my
don't think
grandpa left anything behind.
Sure. Give me an observation.
Scroll down, please. Ooh. The fucking nat 20 with a +4.
You are walking through that main room of the archive that you win, and the rift is ahead of you. You see the machine that had his message on it when you walked in, and where Jake was standing when you walked in, and then you notice tucked into a shelf to the left of the rift is a long thing wrapped in fabric, it's wrapped to keep it, safe.
Yeah.
But it's tucked on top of the books on the shelf, so you almost didn't notice it.
Okay, grab it.
Okay. It explodes. No, I'm just kidding. You grab it, you pull it out. It feels a little heavy, and it feels like a weapon. And then you lay it on the table. You unravel the fabric, and you see Jin's etheric rifle with a bandolier of all the rounds and everything, and cleaning the etheric tuner kit there with it. It's all there, and there's a little note, and but it's like a hollow. It's a little button, You press the button. It's like that was easy, but it's like the easy button.
Yeah.
And so you press it, and a little hologram of Jin pops up. He says, "To whoever finds this was my one prized possession in life. This is my etheric rifle and the etheric tuner kit used to keep this thing in shape, plus some of the rounds. If you can figure out how to make more of them, then you've got yourself a nice brand new weapon. Well, brand new is, I guess, whatever. You got yourself this weapon, and I hope that you use it well." And then he fades out, and that's it. Because Jin didn't know who was gonna come after him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he knows he had a kid, and knows, but he didn't know he had a grandkid. So, or did he? How old are you?
About 20.
Oh, then no, he didn't. Okay. All right. And yeah, so you all decide there's nothing much left. You go to the terminal that had his message on it, and the message is still playable. So you play the message and record it on your Amba. And
How to say
every now
that.
and then, yeah, every now and then you bring it up just to look at him. Maybe even to show your dad if you wanted to, if he even cares. Um,
Oh, I fully intend to throw
Yeah.
this in his face.
yeah, and that's the end of Jin's story, but not the end of Jin's story. So you return through the rift, and as you step through the rift, you actually don't appear where the rift was in the wild.
Damn it!
Like exactly. But
No,
you do
that's
appear.
a different. It's a reaction about something else. I wanted. You said when its head fell, it was like the statuesque head, and I wanted to digitize it into a card in my pocket. Because I did, but I was going to do it after we did with the rest of it. But I guess I didn't know
Oh no,
everything was
no,
going to disappear.
it faded away. I
Oh,
was just saying,
okay.
like, yeah, no, all the enemies like that, all the ether enemies like that end up fading away.
Okay.
Because they're just yeah.
That's just that was a cool thing.
Or
So I was like, ooh, the
in the
statuesque head.
ether, enemies will fade away. Essentially, there will always be time for you to loot them, but then when you're done, it's like, oh, they're gone. They digitize, right? That's what would happen. So when you get downed to 0, you're unconscious. But then if you take your HP, I think I'm doing is half your HP's worth. You die. And if you die, you fade away, and you're just data, fragmented data floating in the ether. So they have to recoalesce your data and then, get you basically your program revitalized. So I actually have a recompiled. I have a whole thing for it in the VMIs only section. But you basically come back with half your HP and stuff. You could come back. We roll, and the way they roll for species. It's like we can do that. You can roll if you want to see if your species changes. You can roll if we got to roll to see if any like rift mutations happen because your code is fragmented. The longer you stay up in the ether fragmented, the more possible it is that you come back with a mutation, an extra arm, fucking whatever. Because not only are you floating up in the air up there, so is everyone else.
Yeah.
Mike TV, all right?
Mike
But
TV.
no, yeah, yeah. The head had disappeared like not long after. Sorry,
No, you're fine.
but you return. You exit. When you exit the rift, though, when you're placed back into Ulin, um, you're not where the rift was when you went through it. And as a matter of fact, you're only like a couple 100 feet away from there. And it's like there's like a set of stairs go down. It's an ancient ruin. And it's just ruin though. Like the doorway is literally all that's there. That's where you stepped out of. It almost seems like the same exact steps and doorway of the archive you were in. But on this world, which is weird.
Hmm.
So maybe that other reality was a fragment of this reality that split off and became its own reality. So essentially your understanding is that there's two copies of this reality. There's that one, which is actually the Viridian Nexus still. So you were just in the Viridian Nexus again, but before the Rift Storm. Like, meaning, like what it was becoming after you stabilized it is what it was prior to the Rift Storm when you saw it the first time you were in the Viridian Nexus. So the Viridian Nexus itself still exists as a simulated reality somewhere out there. But yeah. So Ren is actually standing not far away, and he's got like a hover cart. It's like a hover bike with a cart that can seat like 4 or 5 people, like 4 people, 5 people. And he's like, "Oh, you made it back. When you went in there, I was not sure what was gonna happen, man. That was crazy. Why would you do that?"
But I told you
Then
I was
everybody
gonna
else
find what
followed
happened to
you.
my grandpa.
Well, what happened, man?
He went in to stabilize that. Is this guy like a real guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no. So he isn't, but he is because he knows about realities. He knows he's been around this rift, so he's been near this rift out here in the wilds for so long that he's been affected, so he knows that things exist outside. Like he's woke, I guess. He's awake. But that's just him. Like all the rest of this reality should still be normal. Like unless there's someone like him who was affected. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, he spent enough time around these rifts, and I mean clearly Kaylin and Marielle now are awakened because they went through the rift with you. I actually rolled to see if they were going to step through the rift because they are NPCs in this world. You know what I mean? Like they're simulated people. So like their thought process is like their whole reality is breaking because they just watched you jump through this thing, and they're like, whoa, what's going on? You know what I mean? Because they, from their belief, a rift is like nope, you don't do that
You
because
don't
that's
do
what they're
that.
programmed. Yeah, like they're programmed to stay away from these things. So seeing you break that, they're like, well, we don't know what happened to him. I mean, he's dead. To them, at first, they were like, you're dead. He's gone. And then they watched, Leora jump through. And they're like, well, there's so many crazy people. And so that's where it's like, okay, I got to roll now to see if these NPCs are awake, if they've woken up and are going to make the decision to jump through this rift. And they both actually rolled, one rolled a 19 and the other rolled like a 17, and I set it to 15. So it's like, okay. But, no, yeah, he's not, you could speak to him and he'll understand what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, my grandpa went in there to stabilize that reality, and it ended up being too far gone for him to do without basically locking himself in there to be consistently stabilizing it until we got in there and finished stabilizing it.
Oh, so he's not coming back then?
He's not coming back.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
It's okay.
I hope for a better outcome for you, but all right. Well, so wait, that's why the rift out here disappeared?
Yeah, I guess
You
so.
look over and you see it, it's gone. Yeah, it's completely gone. And it seems like this area is stabilizing too. Like a lot of the rift energy that was tearing through this area is kind of gone. It's dissipating. Um, yeah. You. So with that, you hop in the cart. You guys chit chat back and forth, discussing what occurred and all this stuff. Kaylin and Marielle are having a conversation amongst themselves, and then Kaylin looks at you and he says, "I'd like to join you permanently. If there's this much more beyond this world, if these rifts are portals to other places, I need to explore them." And Marielle says, "Yeah, me too. I don't want to give this up. I'm too curious now." And Leora kind of looks at you and just giggles, and she's like, "I've been awake for a long time, and I've traveled through many realities already. And I'll tell you, there's not one time that I've met anyone as curious as these two."
Yeah, just don't be a liability.
And they kind of just, you know, give you the like reassurance they won't be, and they're thanking you. And yeah, so you make it back to Cloud Haven, which is the where this guy, you I'm sorry, you make it back to the ship. The ship is repaired. It's they had some engineers out there repairing it from the storm. Um, and you get back on the ship. The the trip is effortless. Takes like just the same amount of time, but there's nothing that happens. You enjoy yourself, you have some food, you get some good rest, and you make it back to Cloudhaven. You are at the skyport, and I will read this. Ulin's capital, Cloudhaven, is as bustling as ever. Steam-powered airships glide overhead, rift energy crackles through power lines, and the distant hum of industry fills the air. You've scarcely had time to process your journey through the rift before a letter arrives at your rented quarters. We're going to say this. You did get rented quarters. Kaylin showed you a place, and you guys rented the quarters to have a place to sort of base from because you have decided to. So, like, currently, um, you don't have anything else going on. And with what you've learned, you thought maybe you can stay here and there's something more you can learn about Jin and his exploits here, but also maybe assist in anything you can while you're here. And so, Kaylin and Marielle have set you up with this place, and so a letter arrives, and it's marked with the seal of the Etherean Federation Council, and it says, "Jin, your name precedes you, and your actions have not gone unnoticed. A matter of great importance requires discretion and courage. Meet with me at the Obsidian Spire. Time is of the essence." The letter is unsigned, leaving you with more questions than answers.
Well, I guess we've got a new thing to do.
Yes, it seems like someone's requesting presence. I know the Obsidian Spire. That's where the council is. Maybe it's someone on the council or someone who works for the council? It's unsigned, so I don't know. I've never seen the handwriting either. I have conferred with a couple of the council members, but this handwriting does not look familiar. Well, I could show you there. And so, if you have no argument, do you need anything there is a market. You could grab some things, but I don't know if you need anything. Good.
I don't think so. I just need to finish leveling up.
Okay, no problem. I'll just read then because it's not really too much that you got to worry about while you're leveling.
2 plus toughness skill. So toughness will get 5. More of these.
So you make your way, heading through the city. You leave the docks and make your way down into a more of a central, like, commercial district. There's a lot of fashion shops and things of like that nature, bakeries and food, places and things like that. Yo, Zero in the chat. And
I can't
it's
see because I'm doing stat stuff. Hey, Zero, there he is. I see him.
join us if you're free to, man. And you pass by, there's an arcade with these. It's strange to see because you have arcades back in Myrna and they're like, virtual and things like that, right? And then and holograms, and then this arcade is these machines with these screens that have like images on the screens, like you've seen an image on a screen before, but it's not the same. It's totally different. It doesn't even have the same graphics, right? And so you're looking at it like, oh, this is weird. But yeah, kids playing, having a good time. And then you see the black spire in the center. It's an obsidian tower spire. Black metal structure serves as the Federation's center of intelligence, looms above the city. Its surface gleams under the pale sun, and guards clad in reflective armor patrol its perimeter. After presenting the letter, you're escorted into a dimly lit chamber where a figure in a hooded cloak awaits. She turns and introduces herself as Counselor Alara Vin. She's an influential member of the council, of the Federation Council. And she says, "Thank you for coming. This is a matter of discretion, and I would require, please, that you tell no one. But deep in the Veil Spire Mountain, we have a facility where Rift Energy experiments happen. And recently, we have lost contact with the facility. The last message out of the facility said that there was some sort of disagreement, and a group of the scientists, the scientists had a schism and split, and the group, gotcha. He hasn't migrated it yet. And she says, but because of the schism, one side of the scientists decided that they would stage a mutiny, essentially, and take over the facility. So we believe the facility has been taken over by rogue scientists, and that they are using it to power dangerous creations. You can. So with that, she says, what I need you to do is head to the facility, assess the situation, and please take it back if you can. If not, then I think the facility needs to be shut down and destroyed. Because whatever is there can't get out. And you can give me a speech or observation. You give me a speech. Well, give me an observation check first, actually.
22.
Okay. You could tell that she is Actually, I'm sorry. Give me an instinct check. Instinct. Sorry. Yeah, instinct. Insight. Sorry, that's what I meant.
Insight.
Insight. Yes.
19.
Okay. Yeah. You definitely notice that she is showing signs, subtle signs of unease when she's discussing the facility. And if you say something and she says, I believe that the scientists who took over did it at the behest of somebody on the council. And I'm not certain, so I don't know who to trust, which is why I said this has at the most discretion. Even having this meeting here, I feel at unease. So please just be discreet. And
Discretion's my middle name. And I
if you
finger guns at Jake.
if you can, because the facility, if you can, please retrieve the core, the rift core. If not, once again, if the facility is unable to be stabilized, then it needs to be destroyed because we can't let that facility's rift grow. We don't know what's happening there right now. All we know is that they took over and sort of shored it up, and then that's it. We haven't received any word from any of the other scientists or people or security there. And you can give a speech, persuasion check. To try to convince her to provide any resources that she might be able to provide, for you.
17?
Wow. Yeah, that's just what you need. So you pass, and she says, "Okay, yeah. She says, I can send you with a couple of things." She says, before you leave, see the guards. They'll hand you what you need. And you're gonna get a couple of rift stabilizers, 2 rift stabilizers, a couple of they're like stim packs. You could write them as stims or healing item, whatever, right? They're a healing item that does 10, but these ones are just themed. They look like a very weird looking, like a steampunkish like looking needle. You know what I mean? Like it's just bigger. Like yeah.
How many?
5. And she says, I will pay you handsomely once you return, but just know that this is something that needs to be taken care of, and this rift, it cannot be allowed to continue. The rift, the rift needs to be shut down. If there is a rift that is destabilized there, it needs to be shut down. We believe there is only because of the phenomenon going on around the facility, but we're not sure. So just whatever you do, please make sure that rift does not continue to do what it's doing.
Don't worry. We're hands-on problem solvers.
All right. Well, so with that, she says that the easiest way to reach the Veilspire Mountains is by caravan. There's a caravan leaving the city, heading to heading that way. Not long from now. So she suggests you make haste.
Off we go.
Okay. So you make your way down. You head out towards it's like the northwestern gate of the city, and where outside the gate it turns into rolling plains with verdant forests around the outside edges. Like you could see forests like not too far out into the plains, and then further out from that, you see the jagged peaks of mountains. And there is a caravan that is loading up. It's this like a steam powered, rift energy powered wagon cart, like big. It's a big cart. It's a covered, but it's like there's a guy who has like a. You can see the wheels are made of rubber. Like there's rubber around the wheels, so that they ride easier on the road. It's still like an unpaved road, but it's like a dirt road. But yeah. Well, they put some gravel down so that it gets traction, but not like too much gravel. And yeah, so they take off, traveling by caravan along the winding roads of the Veilspire Mountains. Enjoy a moment of peace. The landscape a mix of verdant forest and peaks. Serenity is short-lived though, because the caravan lurches to a halt, and there are a bunch of bandits with modified rift-powered weapons blocking the path, and they're demanding your valuables. Says, all right, hold up. Everybody unload your pockets.
I'd
You
like to
could-
unload my rifle into him.
So I was gonna give you options. Yeah, you could do that, or you could try to talk your way out of it. However you want to handle the situation. So, but are you opting for combat?
How many of them are there?
There's 6 of them. There's
And how many
a
are
bandit
we?
leader. There is 6 of you, I suppose. There's the driver. There's Jake, you, Leora, Kaylin, and Marielle.
And is the bandit leader the one telling us to turn out our pockets?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot him in the face.
Okay. I'll let you take the one shot because he hadn't initiated combat. He was just trying to get you guys to, give your valuables. So he's not expecting. So I'll give you this surprise attack as
Yeah.
just one shot though. One attack.
Boo. How far away from me is he?
He's 15 feet, like exactly from you,
Cool.
because the front of the cart.
Perfect. The Aether Bolt from the caster rifle.
Okay.
$24.
What?
24 to hit.
Hit.
$24 damage.
Okay. You blast him with an ether bolt. Not only is he knocked off his fucking feet onto his ass, but he has a giant fucking scorch, burned hole in his side. Not a hole per se. Like it's as your bolt hits him and tears through his side ribs, it also cauterizes it. So he's not
Yeah.
leaking, but he's fucking so he's on the ground in the mud. Definitely hurt
How about
him.
you empty your pockets?
And yeah, so initiative for me.
Oh, wait, that's the one thing I didn't check and see if changed. But I don't think it did. I don't think my initiative is going to change based on what I did. Initiative, instinct plus observation. 5 plus 4 is still 9. Yep, that didn't change. Woo! 24.
Okay. Come on. Oops. Hey. Okay. Anyway.
Say what did somebody?
Alright.
Did one of them roll higher than me?
No. I was looking at something else. But actually, Leora did roll higher than. And then
Well, she's a fox, so I expect her to be a little bit more nimbly bimbly than me.
Laura attacks with her spectral blade. Yeah. And he has to make a resilience. He does. The one bandit there's a bandit off on the side that she's attacking, and he is no.
Oh,
And
should
he gets
focus the leader.
dazed, and he can't take well, he's on the ground, and the other bandits, like when you did that, like now they start to, like the initiative is like, like they're starting to look more like a threat because they're standing. You get what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like, mhm. They're standing, he's not. They have hands on weapons at the moment, and he doesn't. So, but she knocks him down, so that guy goes down. He's dead. It's your turn.
Okay. So my turn. I'm gonna shoot the leader again. I'm gonna start with one shot. Just a regular shot from the caster rifle.
Okay.
21. Did that hit?
That hits. Sorry.
Sweet.
Actually, yeah, I was gonna say too is like he's prone, so you would have added +2.
Oh, sweet.
23 was hit anyway. Yeah.
So 12 damage. That's right. So, anyways, I started blasting.
Exactly. Yes, and he doesn't move. I think he's dead.
I think he's dead too. So,
And
for the rest of my
I'm gonna
turn
roll.
now. Okay.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the other bandits see that and just drop their shit and run. They're all a bunch of cowards. If their leader is dead, they're not. There's no reason for them to keep fighting for.
What's the matter?
something
Did
they're
you
probably
want what
gonna
was
die
in my pockets? I got lots more in my pockets for you.
It's like, no, you can keep it. He just runs off into the woods. There's 4 of them left, but it's like, you find a rift-powered weapon mod. Adds +2 damage to a weapon, like a static number.
Rift power weapon.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's 2. Adds +2 lightning damage. And there's a rift pulse grenade. Get 2 of them actually. Thrown explosive that deals base damage +2 in a 10-foot radius. GP cost 4 to use it.
Base plus.
Oh, I'm sorry. No GP cost. Don't worry about GP cost. That was for them.
Base plus how much?
2. And it's hold on one second. There is. It's just say rift damage. Its rift damage will be a damage type. And that's like essentially molecular damage, but and 75 rads. And you're gonna get 75 experience as well. Good on that?
Yes.
All right. So, caravan starts up again. Everybody's the driver thanks you. There's actually a couple other like passengers, but they're not headed where you're headed. They're going like further once they drop you guys off.
Yeah.
They thank you. Yeah, you guys are all just talking and enjoying the now peaceful ride. And the caravan reaches an abandoned Federation outpost nestled in the shadow of the mountains. The site is eerily quiet, with signs of a skirmish, burnt walls, shattered weapons, and pools of dried blood. You disembark, and you wave farewell, and the wagon continues on its journey. Give me an observation check.
Can't be there. Right, you.
Okay. You start searching around the outpost. It's a small little walled like outpost, stone walls. You got some copper, piping and copper like edging to things and stuff like this normal steampunky look but with stone instead of just all wood. And inside the hut there's a desk, and one of the papers that was like burned partially, seems like they definitely burned documents, but one of the ones that was burned wasn't burned all the way, and it mentions you can see it says a prototype, something about a prototype rift weapon that they're testing. You also find a damaged transmitter.
And
And you
I
could use,
repair it.
yes, a fieldcraft check.
A thing. On the wrong way. Hang on.
Ooh, shit pant. Unshit pant.
Okay, that's only when we're for energy-based weaponry. It has nothing to do with anything else. Cool, 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 cool. $19.
Okay. You repair it, and you use it to contact Ilara. Or actually, you hear Alara's voice. and she's trying to contact the outpost, and she says, "You hear a static? Outpost, come in." And you pick up, and she says, "Oh, you made it. I wasn't sure you did. I've been trying to contact the outpost, but I guess something happened, and I haven't been able to get through."
Burning documents is never a good sign of whatever was happening here. This transmitter was destroyed. We had to repair it.
Ah, okay. Well, yes. Also, be aware. We've noticed increased patrols that, like, we had seen that they were guarding the front of the facility. Now they're actually patrolling, like, the roads leading up to the facility as well. So just be careful.
That would have been good information to give us before we left.
Well, they weren't doing that before you left.
Oh.
Yeah. He notes your tone and hangs up.
That's fine. She can note my tone.
But you see, if you step out to the road and look up the road, like it splits. The wagon went down the one way going left, and it heads downward like a hill, and then going right sort of heads up the mountains more. And there's a facility. You could see it in the distance, looming against the moonlight. The moon looks really cool, by the way. It's it glows with like rift energy, so it's like a faintly blue
It's 420s.
glow.
Ooh, I
It
like
is.
that.
I was just about to say. I literally looked at my phone. On nights, some nights you can see like this cool bluish, purplish, like a bluish indigo-ish, like purplish, like aurora borealis over the mountains. Give me a sec.
Yeah.
Gotta grab some water too.
Hey, grabbing another drink doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Hey there, full daughter.
Hello. Echo, 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 echo.
Okay. Hello.
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 Wow. So I am going to completely uninstall Call of Duty.
Oh yeah.
Activision is caught doing not just shady shit, but illegal shit. So their their programmings, they have files in there. They have 50, 60 different access files they call DLLs. Nix would probably know much more about this than even I do. But basically it accesses your screen, your camera, or your computer files. It networks your computer, and what they're doing is they're using your computer in a network to compute their own shit, even when you're not playing. Um, they're using the camera if you have a camera to access your facial features for microtransactions, but this is Call of Duty. Um, but for microtransactions and for face recognition for a number of different things, including quite possibly stealing your likeness. They're using your gameplay data to create bots based off of you to throw into matches. So they're making copies of you. They're doing a whole bunch of things, and at least half of them are technically illegal because it's considered malware or hacking. So I am uninstalling Call of Duty. It is coming off the machine. They do not have the rights to my personhood for their product. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Where was I? Where?
Call of Duty?
What? No, no, no. Oh, you were looking out at the facility. You could see
Yeah.
it up the.
Suggesting that we head towards it.
Hmm.
What are you guys playing?
Oh, he's running through an adventure.
On Manyverse. Refining and dining the system.
Oh, that echo. Okay, so you were looking at like the facility up the road, and
Yep.
you give me. Oh, well, let me read this. The rogue facility looms ahead, its metallic spires crackling with unstable energy. Guards patrol the perimeter, and drones hover overhead. The only entrance appears to be a heavily secured gate. And you can stealth, as usual, you can try. You can try deception. I mean, it's up to you.
Deception. How would I use deception on? Oh, because there's guards at the gate.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
you decide how you want to approach it.
How many guards are at the gate?
There's two.
Oh,
There's like a little booth outside the gate, and then there is a guard in the booth and a guard patrolling back and forth like in front of the gate.
we'll go with deception.
Okay.
I have a plus 11 in deception.
How do you want to do this?
Wait, I was gonna make sure that didn't change. I leveled some stuff up. Mind plus speech. Nope, that didn't change. Basically try to just like brush my way through, tell them that I'm too high up the chain and far too busy to deal with the likes of them.
Okay. Okay, give me your roll. Just deception.
29.
Okay. All right. So you approach the gate. How? Like, okay, no. So you approach the gate, and the guards, the one stops, pacing back and forth in front of the gate itself, and he turns and he kind of has his gun's pointed down, and you can see it's a Rift-powered gun. It has those mods. It's pointed down, but he's still got his hand. He's set. He's ready. Like if some shit goes down. And the one in the booth just pops his head out. He says, "Can I help you? A little late for a stroll, isn't it?"
Yeah, not for me. I'm very busy, and I'm too far up the chain for you to be worried about. Security contractor, I'm getting my way into my meeting right now. Excuse me. March my way on by.
Okay, well, hold on. I have to roll against it. I haven't rolled yet. I just wanted to.
Yeah, roll against my 29.
You're lucky. It rolled onto a 20. It rolled onto a 20. And then rolled off the 20 onto the 14. Like, it was like, it teetered for like a second. If he had gotten a natural 20, he'd have been like, mm-hmm. But no, yes, so, okay, yeah. He says, all right, yes, sir. Presses a button, and the door opens up. And it's like a lot of clockwork things moving. You can hear them moving in the insides of the wall, and then like the gate opens, and you enter the facility. And
See, easy.
so you make your way into the facility. Guards kind of like looking at you, but like not really. I mean, if you walk through with no problem, then they don't give a shit.
Above their pay grade.
Yeah, it's above their pay grade, exactly. So you make your way in, and you're following like just little signs that say like this way to the this way to the cafeteria, this way to the where you need to head. You're heading directly into the
To the
part
core.
of this place towards the control room and stuff. So follow those signs, and you make it deep within the facility. You find Callus Rex standing
I don't
before
know
a
who Tweak
massive rift
was
door.
at Southern. Callus Rex standing before a massive rift.
Zero. I do remember him. Yes.
Who was Tweak?
Why? He is just tweaked to me, so I don't know any other way to explain him to you. Yeah.
Hi, sir. Can you not be there? You're not. That's not a spot for
It was-
Russies.
It was definitely Tweak. Tweak used to say stupid shit like that I all the time. Like I remember, because he was in. I'm pretty sure he was at the D&D after school thing for the little while it existed. He standing before a massive rift core. Its energy pulsing dangerously. And he turns and he looks at you. He says, "Who are you? I don't recall any visitors today. How did you get in here? How did you get past the guards?"
The same way I'm gonna walk back out past the guards. We can do it one of two ways. We can do it the quiet, easy way, or we can do it the quiet, less easy way. Or we can do it the loud, less easy way.
And he, give me a speech roll.
Get in the box.
Yeah, Tweak was definitely an anime club.
Yeah, I don't. Unless you can give me a regular name, I don't think I knew anybody by Tweak, and that's gonna be a natural 20 plus 6.
Okay. Okay.
John.
He looks at you, and he looks over his shoulder at the core, and he sighs. He says, "You don't understand, though. This power could reshape Ulin, only if we harness it properly. But you're right. And also, I don't know how you got in here past the guards with no alarms going off, so I'm just gonna say that you're probably too good at what you do. And I don't want to die. So yeah. Alright. We'll shut it down."
Look at that. He chose the easy way. That doesn't usually
he goes
happen.
over to the machine. He presses some buttons, pulls a lever down, and you hear the core slowly like stabilizing, and it's stabilized now though. It's not completely shut down. It's just stabilized, and yeah. So he like basically allows you to arrest him, and you take him with you, and
I take the
the
core with
guards,
me, too.
like a lot of the guards start to, what's that?
I want taking the core with me too.
Yeah, of course. He, as you're leaving, like guards start to like be like, whoa, 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 and he's like, no, don't stop them. This has to come to an end. We need to give up. It's too dangerous to continue these experiments, especially without the support of the Federation Council. And then, boom, you get out the gate. After you get over to the outpost and you
Oh,
call.
hey, on the way out the gate, I
Oh.
also want to take that guy's rift gun.
Okay.
Confiscate
He
it.
gives it. He gives it to you. It's just like a standard rifle, but with a rift-powered mod on it. It's also electricity. You get to the outpost and you call on the radio, and after a few minutes, she picks up. What's going on?
Well,
I
I've
have
got your
reports that-
scientists and I've got your core.
Oh, excellent. Okay, hold on then. We'll send out an airship on the double. And within the hour, an airship arrives and they sit down at the dock that's like on the facility. And they come out, and she comes out actually, and she's walking around giving lectures, blah blah blah. There's soldiers being arrested by other soldiers. Things are happening. Exchange of command is being held. There's new guys coming out of the ship and coming in and taking the place over. And she takes the rift core from you and thanks you and gives you 5,000 rad. She says, "Thank you for your discretion. I appreciate what you've done here. And for minimizing the loss of life."
Well, yeah, it's not every day that somebody chooses the easy way.
No, I suppose it's not. And with that, pardon me, you get 2 Rift Energy Shards. You get a prototype Rift weapon mod as well. You find it's given to you when they're like, going through the stuff, and like
So 2
you're
rift shards?
kind of just like, yeah, 2 Rift Shards.
Okay.
How many Rift Shards do you have?
11.
Cool. You go to put those ones in your bag, and all of the other 9 that you have pull out of the bag, and one of the 2 that you were holding in your hand floats out of your hand with the other 9, and they all coalesce together and become a rift core. You now have a full rift core.
Ooh.
Give me a deception roll if you plan on trying to make sure no one else saw that.
Yeah, why the fuck not? Control the knowledge. $21.
Good. You believe no one saw that, and I'll tell you nobody did, because it did the same thing as last time. It rolled at a 20, and I was like, oh yeah, and then it rolled to the 14. And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, so that stabilized, the factions dismantled, the Ethereum Federation begins cleanups, efforts in the Veilspire Mountains, and you gain plus 10 with them, with the Ethereum Federation. So actually you have 20 because you gained plus 10 for the shutting down of the Rift of Lost Echoes as well.
You made my cat sad by asking for that bango time.
Oh, it's okay. I really did it
Then
so I could
turn her
play
over
this.
and bang up the butt. And this is where you need a small knob. Imagine you're holding a tennis racket or a little whisk.
Imagine you holding a tennis racket or a little whisk. And so the prototype Rift weapon mod gives +3 Rift damage.
You serious?
I fucking love the J. Jonah Jameson thing. Um,
How much XP do I get for all that?
for all of that, you get. So that.
Could have gone in there and waged war, but instead I just fucking waltzed in like I owned the place. Took it
Yeah,
over.
you get So you get 200.
Hang on, I
200
can't
XP.
hear you. I wish I could control the volume of that. Okay. So I get what? Hello.
You get 200 experience
200 experience.
and another 30 for good role playing. And resolution of the situation with like no violence. And then hold on. Okay. Also, write down skillful negotiator. Okay, and you get to put 1 point in either deception or persuasion. That is an accolade you're awarded with for, in a very difficult situation, managing to negotiate a positive outcome. Up to you, though,
Skillful
whichever one you want to put a
negotiator.
point in. Yeah, it just gives you +1 to either persuasion or deception, but that's a permanent point you get to put in, and it doesn't count towards your ranks, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I might put it into deception because that'll just. Oh, and that puts us at about 5 o'clock.
yeah. I'll just say that with that, you just head back. You get back to your rented quarters. You meet up with everybody, and like everybody meets back up after they come from their places of, home. Darn it, and discuss the outcome, and you gain. If you want to write this down, because you can also gain essentially is it like reputation with single individuals. So Kaylin, so Professor Kaylin Draymore, so you could just put Kaylin if you want, or Professor, however you want to put it. You've gained 25 points with. He's very impressed with you. He likes what you've done so far. And same with Marielle, Meriel. So they're at that stage of reputation with you. And Leora is a fellow, like she's wearing an amba. You've never seen an Etherkin in Myrna because they don't exist in Myrna. But you also haven't seen one wearing an amba either. So yeah, but anyway, so that is a little odd to you though. That is a little odd. You're just like kind of curious about that. I think you would be. But yeah, so yeah, you guys just kind of yeah. But yeah. With her, it's probably I'm gonna say 25 as well, but I mean, you guys are all traveling together, so it's gonna be and Jake's just kind of already like full with you because he's family, your family, essentially.
He teach me small
Um,
gun stuff.
He can, and he can also tell you funny stories about Jin and things like that.
Yes, that is what I want. But now I get to spend about half an hour playing some Outer Worlds.
Yeah, man, enjoy.
I will. That was fun. Those were very fun adventures.
Nice. How do you like you like the conclusion of ultimately Jin's story then?
Yeah. Yeah, it made me cry a little bit.
Yeah, man. I mean, like he gave his life to save a whole reality because the thing is he knows Viridian Nexus was a place before the Rift Storm. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
knew that wasn't the end of it. Like just because he saved it, it transformed the reality. Selfishly, he knew there was another option. He could have destroyed and it would have stopped the storms and allowed the people in that reality to rebuild as they were. But instead he changed the reality completely. And so he felt guilty and knew there was more to do. And so went back and that's what happened. He got trapped because he decided it was worth his life to save a reality that ultimately was part of his decision he made.
It was a good
I think
story
it's a
end.
great ending. It's a great ending for a character. Honestly, I really like that because it was important to put an ending for that because being that I'm jumping forward in time, I didn't like what he's just dead. You know what I mean? Or what he's alive still, and then like no, because I don't want that. I didn't want that there. I wanted him to have a story ending.
Don't grab mouse pad. I need you just to move down here, Bubby. Don't run away. I just see. This is why I want you just to calmly let me move you. We were only going to relocate you like 6 inches. Instead, you're an asshole and you're running away. I already alluded all of this. Must lay down. Must walk away from this by 5:30.
Yes. You know what though? I'm gonna finish my bango. I didn't finish mine.
That's what I copied to duplicate.
Ugh.
Apparently, you know the bug divers, ones who will always just dive for bugs, even
Yeah.
if the major order. Yeah. There's a huge thing going on right now. And so Joel stepped in and made like some blizzard happen on the planet. It gave them like a massive advancement. And they're looking at it as like a spit in the face because it's like you had to help us because no one wants to actually play the game the way that's supposed to. um also I do have more written when you're ready again, and I'll be continuing to write more. I'm gonna write a whole line of adventuring in this reality. So there is really no reason why you can't travel back home. You totally can anytime you want to. We just say so, and we can. Um, you could. It's just that you have to go to the Rift Gate and go off the docks and then go out, and that's it.
Yeah. I'm getting one of those chips.
Huh?
I want one of them chips.
Oh yeah. How much do you have total?
Over 11,000.
Oh, look here.
You can afford one. They're 10 grand.
Damn, that's a lot more
Oh,
than
yeah.
they were 30 years ago.
Yeah. Well, they're bought up and controlled by They're controlled by the corporation now. So it's like they weren't controlled at that point because they were an experiment. Like anybody, it was like an. So, in the time being, I decided certain things that changed because like I don't want it to be too easy.
Indeed.
Like people,
And
all
that's
average
just
people
what
have
I
to go
want.
to a digitation
look like
chamber,
you-
which enters them. It's like once again, like I said, like platform
Junk.
9 and 3/4.
These
They
are
walk
people's
in and then they
prized
appear on the chamber on the platform of the central server hub, right?
Yeah.
And from
Oh.
there they take a train to wherever they're going.
I would certainly
But
not
like
admit to that.
people who can
Take a look, Fizz.
digitize with that chip, if you have a reality
And his
save in your AMBA, you can digitize directly to the
So
reality.
it turns out Slug has
You'll
some
appear
pretty
on the
strict
platform
rules
of the
on
sky
vehicle
dock, right?
docking.
If you're in this
Who
place,
thinks Slug-
or
Yeah.
you'll appear wherever you would appear, wherever the gate
that-
is.
which is-
That's where you'll appear. It's just they don't want just everyone doing that. They want to control the flow. You pay when you use digitization chambers. I haven't
Yeah.
been like keeping track of that with you guys, but like
I
the
didn't
everyday
know
public
that.
does. Well, I mean, it's like going into the subway, right? You walk in, boop, swipe your card. As you're entering, you're charged a few credits or whatever rads, and then you go in and you get digitized into the. That's how they make money. It's a corporate control. It's a cyberpunk world, so they're they're making money on everything. I just wasn't obviously like worrying about keeping track of that because we were testing systems, not like
Yeah.
how much money you had. I didn't care. And that's why things like price-wise have changed because I was putting it into the GPT and like talking it into a balancing state. And that's the balance that comes up. I said, this is the rarity, give it a price cost. Like this is the rarity, this is what it's used for, this is the people who use it, this is who it's marketed to, is what I said, for a bunch of different things. And it gave me like, okay, this is the price you should probably put it as then.
I say,
And
this
10,000
boy
was
works
actually
for
like
his
the
initials as
lower
well.
end of the price range
Oh,
for what it said I should.
If
Yeah.
there's anything else,
Yeah, I think it was like upwards of 50,000 was one of the prices it gave me for the chip, because it was like, oh, it's that rare, and I was like, no, it's not that rare, but it's like rare enough that only really wealthy people have it, or like people who, are adventurers and like fucking make money constantly, so they could spend it. See, here's the thing. You're just as rich as one of these wealthy people. You just haven't seen the money yet because you're going to be doing some adventure that's going to give you the money.
Yeah.
You just spend that much money constantly. Like if you add up how much money a fucking average adventurer spends over a lifetime,
Oh
it's
yeah.
probably as much money as a fucking wealthy person is just sitting on
Oh
over an
yeah.
average lifetime. Yeah. So it's like
100%.
murder hobos are really wealthy. They're just not always wealthy.
Yeah, we're just often cash poor.
I mean, living a life of basically going around getting things for free a lot because, like, you save someone's life, you save a village, you save whatever, right? Yeah, it's like that's but yeah, I'm trying to figure out the economy, so it's because with the items being able to be transferred, that's why it costs money to print it in the real world.
Yeah.
They don't care what happens in the digital. You could pull out a weapon and summon it 100 times over. It's the same one, and it's not like you're printing new ones, of it. It's just that data. And that's why when you go to a printing shop in the real world, it consumes the data, so you can only print the thing once. Because it's literally transferring that data into a material item. So it's yeah. Damn. dude. But yeah, I've got a lot more planned for this world because I like the steampunk rift themed thing, and the rift. That's why I brought up rift damage because you're gonna be coming across a lot more, like for instance, maybe somebody who is a rift mage or whatever, right? Like someone who
It ain't stealing if no one
can
sees.
summon rifts. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I have the next part right here, and then I'm gonna write more. But I think I'm happy with everything that's there. You can literally level up to level 20 as of right now because I finished creating all the expert abilities. I mean, finished is a but there's abilities in every category that exists in there. So, as you level up, you could choose expert abilities and you can make it all the way to level 20. You can't choose any master abilities at like level, I think it's 16, but I'll be
But I
working on
can
those soon.
pick on
So
something else and just swap it out.
exactly. So you could pick another expert ability and still have a good diverse
You can see into the
set of
hotel
abilities.
rooms with
Master
that.
abilities are going to be like, wait till you see these things. They're like it'll be first of all, um, the higher level you get. I mean, of course, the higher HP everything has, right? But also, um, the more damage you're doing and the more damage they're doing, it it's battles are gonna end up being so like the the way that the system is working is the way you make a battle go out longer is just giving the creature more HP regardless. You don't need to raise anything else. Just the
Yeah.
HP because everybody's doing enough damage that if you want to make something if you want to make a theatrical scene out of the battle by having them go multiple turns so you just go okay, instead of this creature having 50 HP, it has 100 now. And that way, everybody gets a turn to take a whack at it because it's still only going to get, however, whatever actions it gets. But with all of the things at hand that you can do, I honestly think anybody can handle that. Like, if you just increase HP and not grit points or spirit points or defense or anything else, the thing is still just as hittable as it was, but it can just last longer. So that way the battle can be drawn out a little longer if you need it to be as a VM running the thing.
Yeah.
I don't think and I think the only purpose of making a battle go longer is just it depends on how many people you have in the party. Clearly, like if there's 4 people in a party and if they're all actual players and you want them to feel like they're involved, then that's why you do it. You don't do it for any real game reasons. You do it so that you can make people feel like they have a chance at getting to attack and things like that.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, then you would just throw a higher level creature. If it's like supposed to be a boss that's like strong for one party of people and not just like because it's a boss that or it's an enemy that's about to get slain really quickly in one turn. Like bosses should feel like they like the boss you fought, they're bosses, but they're not like once again I didn't raise their HP or anything to account for multiple party members or anything like that. I just literally wrote it out as these are all level 1 creatures that you fought. That
Yeah.
boss included was a level 1 creature. So
Hate when I can't just jump over a railing. Honestly, man, I don't even know if I have the half hour in me to do this. I'm fucking tired. Yeah. All right, y'all. I am gonna go and get some sleep. Tomorrow we are for sure gonna be playing some Outer Worlds on the stream. Not just playing the music in the background while we play Manyverse. As much as I love Manyverse, I need to play some Outer Worlds too. I'm in this DLC. It's super intriguing. I'm playing like a cool detective guy, and I want to do it. I'm gonna go get some sleep. We will see you all tomorrow right here at the Orphan Air, where I am Orphan. You are worth us to know and ever love you, and we will see you next time. Bye bye.